Okay, hello to everyone. My name is Enrique Lafuente. I'm the regional sales manager for Dalet. And today I'm going to talk to you about artificial intelligence and actually how we can move that from a theoretical level to actually practical level for the media industry, okay? But before doing that, I need to give you a little introduction of how we get there, okay? In the media industry, we started with tapes. Actually, the first process was to digitalize those tapes and move to files. Once we have files, then we added metadata to it. And this is when we get the media asset management, which is a relation between the media files and the metadata associated to it. On the third level, we had an orchestration layer. This orchestration helped us to define processes and actually to orchestrate those processes in an automated way. With this basis and information that we have from each of these different layers, then we got to what we call the data-driven operations. The data-driven operations are meant using three concepts. The first one is business intelligence, the second one is big data, and the third one is artificial intelligence, okay? So today I'm going to give you not a lecture, really basic things of those three different concepts, and more important, how we apply those concepts into our industry. But to illustrate that, let me give you an example of a company that you maybe have heard about. It's called Netflix. Maybe you know it. They are not selling or proposing themselves as a video streaming company. They say that they are a big data and telemetry company, that they have a byproduct of streaming of video. To illustrate that, you need to imagine that Netflix, half of the bandwidth usage they have is to get information from the viewers to their operations. So basically, you can imagine that Netflix sends video, and they are getting data from you, and the bandwidth consumption is half of it. So why it's important that? Is because then they are going to use this data for many, many things. One of the things is that they are going to propose content to you. And a clear data is that 80% of the content that you are viewing in Netflix comes from recommendations. So that gives you some figures about the importance of the data-driven operations. So now let's look at the tools. First, we have business intelligence. Business intelligence is about having descriptive statistics and information to be able to define trends, understand your operations, understand your production, and know how I can take business decisions with it. Okay? That's what it's called business intelligence. The big data is a bit different. It's an inductive statistics of huge amount of data that I'm going to be able to inform laws, predict how the system is going to react, predict outcomes, or reveal relationships within the different data. Okay? So those two concepts is what we are going to explain you a bit more further today. So if we look at business intelligence, the idea is to be able to gather information for your media, content, the metadata associated to it, the different operations, the users, but also the audience. So all these, I'm going to gather it in a powerful tool, in a powerful database. I'm going to be able to give laws or trends of this information and present it to the business level. So this is going to give us tools like the recommendation engine based on what you watch, what the other person watched. I can give you new recommendations or information of your production. So basically, how much time is going to take me to produce some of my content, okay? The other one is related to big data and artificial intelligence. So basically, in coding, you have some data. You write an algorithm to be able to predict the outcome, the output, or have some predictions of it. Basically, machine learning, what's going to allow us is to create automatically a model based on data sets that we have and to replace the algorithm by this model, okay? The next step, and this give us applications like search prediction, cost predictions, or product recommendations. The next level to that is what we call the deep learning. Deep learning started in 2010, approximately 2012, with three breakthroughs, one in mathematical, the other one in computer capabilities, and the third one in the data sets that we're handling. So it basically means to bring machine learning to a next level where we have infinity of variables, infinity of data sets, and we can be more advanced in our predictions and more accurate. So this is what basically created systems like Cortana, Siri, Alexa, or AlphaGo. Those systems, they rely on a huge amount of data, huge amount of variables to be able to process it and find the right model for you. In our industry, what it brings capabilities like face recognition, speech-to-text, object recognition, colorimetries, et cetera, et cetera. So those tools are going to analyze huge amount of data and be able to, after, provide you the right model to analyze the media that you need. So how we move from this theoretical level to the practical level, okay? So first we're going to look at the media supply chain. So basically I get my content and I need to deliver it to multiple outputs. Today, this is a really manual operation that requires multiple steps of people moving between different applications and really costly operations. Using the data, we can automate that and actually perform more intelligent operations and also give you the visibility of those deliveries. So it's going to give you not just efficiency on the running the operations by automating lots of those processes, but also visibility on the operations to give you the tools to take decisions on the distributions. Another example, and that's where science fiction comes in. Basically, we have a production of a new episode of Game of Thrones. You need to imagine that this is a really difficult task because it has editorial decisions, technical decisions, and it's a whole workflow that can come back again many times. The question here is to use artificial intelligence to give you more information. Which type of information? So basically, one of the key tasks is to be able to predict when it's going to be ready. So for that, we are going to use information of your running operations, of your past operations, and we are going to be able to provide you an estimation of the time that it will take. The second one is to alert you on when you are missing some capabilities. For example, if you are trying to produce content for your VOD OTT platform, we can predict you if you are missing QC functionalities or QC powerful engines to be able to perform your operations on time. Okay? So this is the alerts on the risk that can help you to take decisions to remain on time. The third one is to predict the scalability of the system. So this goes a step ahead. I know that in 1 week or 2 weeks you are going to be delayed. So I can predict you in the future what your system will be. So for that, we need to rely on artificial intelligence engines to be able to predict those models and be able to address the requirements of the business. If we look at another example, so this one basically takes your media, which are files, so simple media files, and are going to perform different engines to analyze it and provide you metadata. So it can be face recognition, object recognition, sentiment analysis, speech-to-text, or language recognition. This is going to enrich your media, and this is actually key because the metadata is what's going to help you to become more efficient and also have more revenue of your content. How it translates? It translates in a fact that now, until today, you might have an ingest solution that gets files into your system, that's it. But applying those systems, they can give you a much more rich content when it gets into your system. You can have all the metadata related to it, you can have a speech-to-text, object recognition, etc. So then I can treat it more efficiently, and also I can search for content and find content relevant for me. Another example is the recommendation engine, and this, again, it goes on a science fiction model because it's actually a powerful tool that is going to give you content related to what you're trying to produce. So let me give you an example. If I want to do a promo of your favorite your program, I can do two things. I can watch the episodes and find the sections that I want, and I'm going to produce that. Or I can use systems like that that are going to tell you what are the scenes that has been more tweeted or liked in Facebook or have the audience really like to use it into your promo. So it's going to give you information that it has a value, and this value is what's going to also give a value to the products that you produce. Okay? And finally, just to give you also another example, is what we call the auto-processing, which basically means I'm going to use these different analysis techniques like face recognition, sentiment recognition, object recognition. I'm going to do automated processes. What can I do with that? So for example, I can create graphic elements based on the facial recognition. So whenever there is a person that we know, I don't know, Obama talking, we can put a lower third saying that Obama is talking that scene. Or for example, when we have an English movie coming here, and we have some scenes where they are speaking Russian, for example, we can burn the graphics, the subtitles in Greek automatically. Okay? This is done thanks to a speech-to-text recognition, a language recognition that I can combine and automate it with a workflow orchestration. Okay? So just to conclude, artificial intelligence is going to be there in the media industry. There's no way around that. The question is when and how it's going to come. But what is important is that the foundations is actually what we saw on the first slide, is the media asset management and the orchestration. Without that, you don't have the basis to take benefit of the artificial intelligence, okay? Because this helps you on the remaining challenges. And the remaining challenges is to bring those powerful tools into the media industry and have good quality of the results. Basically, the quality of artificial intelligence tools depends on the data sets that you have. So the information that you have is what gives value to the engines of the artificial intelligence, okay? So that's all for it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you very much.